Yeah. In your house with O'Con. Hey, O'Con in your house. Hollywood in your house. Hypocrisy's head in the clouds. Curating all kind of loud. Wrestling in front of the crowds. Paragon's holding it down. Anybody can get it. Josh Joseph standing on his decisions. He is the voice. There is no choice. We is them boys in your house making wrestling noise. Moving fast just like cruiserweight action. In your house is the perfect distraction. Pumpers in your ears when you in traction. Get this work with some wrestling action. Whoa. What is up, guys? What is cracking? It's the Con Man, and I am in your house. And you guys already know the vibes. Anytime we slide on through, we here to give you that work when it comes to this professional wrestling business. And guys, it is Sunday, and what a beautiful Sunday that it is here at In Your House, man. I am big chilling, y'all. And when I say I'm big chilling, I mean I'm big chilling because, bro, I'm off today, I'm off tomorrow, I'm off the next day. Listen, I said I'm off today, I'm off tomorrow, I'm off the next day. And baby, I'm feeling good right here in your house, and we're gonna talk some wrestling, and there's a lot of
You
wrestling
were fired.
to talk about. No, I'm not fired. I'm keeping my job. All right, you
How you lose your job on your day off? How you do that on your day off?
This is crazy.
What the heck?
Wild.
We gotta have a conversation. I know you're trying to do an intro, but damn.
Stepping on my intro, telling me I'm fired. How I get fired from my own company? This is wild. But listen, we're going to talk some wrestling, and joining me like they do every week are my guys here. I got to bring them in. My man over here, he is a goblin. He creates chaos. He's the Chaos Goblin, Kevin Calloway. What is up, brother, man?
What's up is that it final timed. Go Everton. They ended Aston Villa's 11-game undefeated streak at home. Ooh. And Aston Villa can go fuck themselves. So today's a good day.
Love it. I forgot you're a huge soccer fan, bro.
I am.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, brother, I've been playing some FC 26. This is going to be a great way to bring in my next guy here, but I've been playing it on the portal. And man, I just be sitting over there chilling, playing some FC 26, man, vibing. Like it's a fun game to play. And I never used to be really good at soccer games when I was younger. But as I got a little bit older, I was like, let me try to pick it up and try to figure out and I've gotten better at it over time.
It's all
and then
soccer is a game of patience.
Exactly, it is a big game of patience. And then we brought you into the group, and you're such a massive soccer fan, man. And so that's something that I'm like, that's cool. I can vibe with him on. I'm not like, I don't know all the teams and everything like that, but I just like watching the sport, bro. It's a fun. I went to my first soccer game last year, the Indy 11. It was fun, and it was different because I'd never been to an event like that. But I would definitely go back 100%. Like the roar in the crowd when they start.
Well, it's just factually inaccurate on so many different levels. I don't understand why you wrote it like that.
The soccer games, though, are like nothing else. I went to it was at the Big House. So they played a soccer game at the Big House out in Ann Arbor. Yeah. And it was Man United versus Real Madrid.
Oh, okay.
It was probably one of the more prolific club matchups that we've had in the United States, and it was wild to witness.
Oh, I bet. Man, like I said, I was sitting over there vibing, been playing some FC 26 on the portal. Mm-hmm. That's just a great segue because my guy over here, we've been kind of vibing back and forth on it, and he's coming on the show. He's going to talk some AEW and some Smackdown with us. It's always Smokey in High Philadelphia. That's Hypocrisy Jones. What is up, brother, man?
What is up?
Run, bitch! Run!
Yeah, you better run, bitch. You gotta run. Shit. Yo, and that's all I'm doing. Running and smoking and saying, since we shouting out stuff, let's go IU.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Who's yours?
Let's go. Oh, yo, and it's always smoking Hypadelphia. As you can see, I'm already halfway through the thing. So like,
Beautiful. It's beautiful.
yeah. It's gonna be a day.
Yeah, man. Yeah, most definitely. I love to hear it. And we are going to talk a lot of wrestling. We were just kind of chilling last night in the group chat. We were talking because there was a lot of wrestling going on last night, y'all. Like a whole lot of wrestling. TNA had a show, CMLL, AAA, Collision. But we all kind of locked into Collision, and it was mainly headed by our producer over here on Wednesdays. He's the educator of Extreme, but every day he's the voice. Josh Joseph, what is up, brother man?
How goes it, house? How goes it, household? We got a goblin in the house. We also got some hypocrisy in the house, so you got to love it. I'm here for it. I absolutely love what wrestling is doing right about now, and AEW fucking they're killing stuff, and it's just fun.
Wow, Mr. Sarcasm.
Come on,
I
Macho
don't
Man.
care.
What the fuck? No, I'm not being sarcastic. It's been a fun show. This Carnage, what? This is an amazing
Maximum
Carnage.
Maximum
Shout out
Carnage.
to Sega.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shout out. I mean, I like the way they've made it 2 nights. It feels special. I like it. I like the setup for it. I'm super stoked for it. You guys are talking sports. We got a sports sticker down here. We cover everything. We cover your baseball, your football, your hockey, your soccer. It's down there so you guys can keep up to date. And you know what? I am looking forward to the Squared Circle Expo, which is featured in the middle of the screen. As always, it's on our screen because IYH is going to make a huge impact there, and you need to be there. Tickets are moving fast. Squared Circle Expo has been keeping everybody up to date on all the drops. There's new people there. We are finally going to get to see some people that we haven't seen before. I'm so looking forward to seeing Stevie Ray, just being around him.
Big
I
facts.
hope he slaps me in the chest. I think I'm going to try to provoke him to give me a moment because I love that dude and I think he's great. He's my favorite Harlem Heat member. There's so many names that have dropped and we're going to talk about them.
Yeah, most definitely. I'm glad that you brought that up because a particular name came up that really got me interested. And of course, you said Stevie Ray there. Stevie Ray, amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
I just, he always was the guy in Harlem Heat to me that was like, that is not a guy I want to meet in a dark alley. As far as having that, like, real badass look to him, he had it. He still has it, and yeah, he's just a badass looking dude. But definitely excited to meet him. But I got to tell you, I was definitely excited to see the name CVV Chris Van Vliet turn up, and this is not his first appearance at the Squared Circle Expo. This is about his second or third. So he's locked in. He's going to be there for sure. And as somebody who's kind of, following that formula, taking from him in some ways, I'm definitely excited to get some time with him, pick his brain, and hopefully y'all give myself and you up there in the household a treat and get some time on the show on In Your House with Chris Van Vliet. So that's definitely something on the list that I want to do is get him on In Your House.
I've been trying to troll Squared Circle Expo to get you some time with Chris. I put out a couple posts, just highlighting maybe that we promote them every show, and that's usually 4 to 5 shows a week. And you would pretty much love them if that happened.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It'd be an amazing. I put out a list on social media of some names that I really wanted to talk to. And it's like I said, it doesn't have to be all those names. It could be some of those names or even one of those names. I mean, we're there to make an impact. We're there to do our thing. And anybody that we get there, organically that wants to come and do some time on the show that's there, more than welcome to. That's what it's all about. It's interactive. We're going to be doing live shows there. We're recording. We're doing all that. It's going to be a great, great day there at the Square Squared Circle Expo altogether, but most definitely within your house. But definitely want to talk to names like Dennis Rodman and Willow Nightingale, Billy Gunn, Al Snow. I had a moment with Al Snow after Sam's match in OVW, but I didn't really get a chance to pick his brain. The show was going on. I talked to him for like 2 minutes. I'd love to talk to him a little bit more, so just a short list of names that I would really like to get. DDP is another one. Most definitely just want to feel DDP's energy. That dude is absolutely amazing, and any advice from him would be, great. And any airtime we can get any of these cats on the show is just trajectory for us. So most definitely excited about that. March 27th, March 28th, Indianapolis. Be there or be square. We'll be there, and we will be square as well at the Squared Circle Expo. Yeah. So check that out. It's going to be great. But let's talk about some wrestling action here, because really a big theme, especially in this last week, has been a lot of talk outside of the ring, a lot of transactional talk that's been going on. And, there was a big highlight on this weekend's main event at Collision, AEW Collision, that is. And it wasn't really for the reason that you think it would be about. Yes, this was a trios championship match between Jetspeed, Hangman Page, and the Ops. That's Hobbs, Samoa Joe, and Shibata. But that wasn't the story going into this match. The main story going into this match was the status of one Powerhouse Hobbs and him no longer being with AEW. Now, he seemingly finished up there at Collision. He took the pin, cost him the titles, and now you have Jetspeed and Hangman Page as the trios champions. So let's break it down like this. The match happened. Hobbs took the pin. The titles changed hands. And then later on, it was reported that Powerhouse Hobbs has been removed from the AEW roster page. So there's a lot of evidence that this move is happening, but I'm going to throw it over here to Kevin. What's some of your thoughts on the titles changing hands and then the status of Powerhouse Hobbs?
Well, looking at it from a contractual and a booking standpoint, I probably would have picked other people to take it off of them, if I'm being honest. Not because that the guys that took it, being Hangman Page and Jetspeed, that they don't deserve things or whatever, but I'm always a bigger fan of putting over who your next trios guys are going to be, rather than a makeshift team with a former world champion and a tag team. And I get that the story behind it is that Hangman is trying to take everything from Samoa Joe. I'm going to take everything from Samoa Joe. Cool. Yeah. I would have had him interfere in the match, but that doesn't mean he had to be the one to take it.
Oh,
he would cost them. So as far as the titles changing hands, again, from a booking and a contractual standpoint, they had to take it off of Hobbs because they don't know. I don't know if they're still negotiating. I don't know if he's planning on leaving. I don't know what the status is for Hobbs because I just haven't seen it. I don't know if that. I'm sure nothing has been announced, but everything's just rumors right now. Regardless of if they're still negotiating, you want to take the title off of him just in case he decides to negotiate elsewhere. Yeah. And that was smart. But as far as looking at Hobbs and what his future prospects are, I've spoke a little bit off camera with you guys about it, and I'll reiterate some of the points I had from there. Is I see Hobbs being able to make more of an impact in WWE's system based on his work and what his work rate is than an AEW system. Not because he can't do it in AEW, but because Hobbs is such a big guy that the stuff that they do in AEW is far more dangerous for him. He has a shorter career in AEW than he does in WWE. The reason that is not because one's better than the other, not because of some tribalism reason, but because AEW values work rate and being able to take those bumps a bit more than WWE does. WWE does big bumps here and there, but it's not week to week to week to week. A guy who's 280 pounds can't take those bumps forever and can't take them week to week. So he's not going to be one of those guys that ends up featured on AEW, even if they book him right, because he's just going to end up getting injured. Whereas WWE, he comes in, does 5-7 minute matches while he works into the system, gets himself over. Then he can get into the longer matches, but those longer matches, even for WWE with larger bumps, those come once every 2-3 months? And then you just keep the callus going in your back. That's a longer career to me for a guy his size. AEW, I think smaller guys do better in AEW, and then they end up getting booked into a better position. But a guy like Hobbs, he is going to be more valuable to WWE, and it's going to be more valuable for his career in general, in my opinion.
Yeah, I can see where you're going with that, most definitely. Especially with, I mean, there hasn't been a whole lot of success for the big man in AEW. Not a lot of it. You know, it's like you said, they really rely on that fast pace, cruiserweight type, high flying, hard hitting type vibe. And
even the bigger guys like Josh Alexander, like he's a slimmer, trimmer, big guy. So they can use him for power guys instead of someone who's as huge as Hobbs and just like jacked.
Yeah. I think that I think that with the turnover that's happening in NXT right now, I honestly think that Powerhouse Hobbs can come in and become an NXT champion pretty quickly. Pretty quickly, to be honest with you. I think he's a lot more polished than a lot of guys that they want in that spot in NXT right now, because they had a big turnover rate. Trick is gone. Oba's going to be pulling up soon. Javon Evans is going to be pulling up soon. So there's a big gap, and there's an opening for somebody like Powerhouse Hobbs in there. I want to throw it over to Hype. What are your thoughts, man? They're reporting that him being Powerhouse Hobbs, he's removed from the roster page, man. They took him off. They took him down from there. What are you thinking, man? Do you think that something is already in place with him in WWE? And if there is, how soon do you think we see him?
Well, I think we'll see. I think good possibility. Maybe we see him in the Rumble. I think that's also always a possibility. Debuting in some capacity on NXT is probably high key the most likeliest, right? Unless he does something with TNA, which is pretty much the same thing. But I'm really in agreement with Kevin up here that I understand them moving the titles, but I also don't, because you're in a 4-man faction.
Yep.
And freebirding the titles to one guy is always a possibility. I'm also in agreement. I feel like Hangman could have just interfered in the match in some capacity to screw Joe, to screw the Ops. So that's kind of weird. But maybe they have a plan. It just feels like, okay, you have Swerve with Hangman, and now also Hangman with Jetspeed.
Right.
And the same story, but two different stories of Jace. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I feel like you're spreading your people a little bit too thin. But I'm also in agreement that, like, Hobbs going to WWE is probably the best thing for him. It is the best for his style. It is the best for his bump card, as Kevin alluded to, because he will be able to space these things out. Fight and said he'll be the first to lose to The Miz. I don't think he'll lose to The Miz, but I could see him losing to a Kit Wilson, and it probably maybe makes sense, and it'll still be okay. You know what I mean? I don't know. The thing about WWE is that they find cracks in everyone's armor, right? Mm-hmm. People lose stuff that they should not lose. But that also builds the fact that maybe there's always an even playing field, right? Everyone still has a chance because everyone is there together, seeing each other's cracks and flaws, and can understand, how can I beat this person, right? How can I overcome this person? So I don't know.
you can't have a movie without like an ebb to the flow.
Yeah.
So like you have to have some level of conflict. It's the same thing. There's a literature. The hero's journey. So the hero's journey always has to have some kind of call to action. Let's say debut in the case of wrestling.
Yeah.
And then it goes through the journey of learning about these people, who their character is. Say that's character building. The conflict comes from losses, and then they have to overcome that conflict. That's generally how the baby faces work, and then the heels work as the antagonists to that.
Yes. Easy peasy. That's just simple writing, you know.
Yep.
Sometimes that's all you need, bro.
Don't
Sometimes that
overcomplicate
is
it.
all
The
you
more
need.
complicated it gets, the more plot holes there are.
Yep. No, absolutely, absolutely. So, let's stay here with the Powerhouse Hobbs situation, though. I got to tell you, I was a little bit surprised, especially with what Hype said, with them having another there and Hook who can just fit right into that championship, just be a trios champion. I was also surprised that I didn't see some sort of like beat down segment of like kicking Hobbs out of the group, or maybe like just completely remember what they did to Ricochet before WWE wrote Ricochet off of TV, and then he eventually showed up on AEW. They killed him. Like they had Bronson Reed kill him, and then he's off TV and he's gone. I'm surprised they didn't do that. Like, make it to where maybe he's the reason they lost the titles, and then but it would have been, the problem with it is that it would have been too like breakneck, because there was cracks in the armor before then showing that Hobbs was annoying the rest of the group. But I just would have liked to have seen something that would have been like, okay, here he is just eating the pin, and now he's just done. Show's over. Jetspeed and Hangman stand tall, and that's the end of the collision. I thought there was more meat on the bones with some sort of explanation that would have had Hobbs off of TV. Voice, what are your thoughts on that, man?
Well, like everybody has alluded to at the start of their explanation, is right now it's rumors. We don't know where he's at. We don't know. All we know is he's off the roster page, and his team lost the titles, and he wasn't. It's not even like really true to the Powerhouse Hobbs story. I could see a beatdown happening, but I could also see that takes away from the lore of Powerhouse Hobbs. If he has all these guys whooping him and then he shows up on WWE. To me, it made sense for the Ricochet character, just because Ricochet was getting ready to reinvent himself. And this is what we see now with Ricochet. And I must say, he's doing exactly what he should be doing. He's rebuilding himself to a commodity, because he's entertaining now. I like him when he's on a mic talking about a match that he's not even involved in, but he has some stake in the game. He plays a cocky heel very well. I like this version of Ricochet. I don't think Powerhouse Hobbs, wherever he lands, is going to try to reinvent himself. He's Powerhouse Hobbs, and you stick with that wave. You ride that wave. So I would have loved to see the Rick Rude thing happen. I was very hyped on that idea, but it didn't. But what we're going to get wherever he lands is a breath of fresh air in Powerhouse Hobbs. He's going to be able to do things that maybe didn't fit him in AEW with his character structure. And, Kevin's big on characters and building that character, because that's how we connect as fans. And I mean, one of the best shows of all time.
Pizza delivery for Icy Wiener.
That's all they built off of. And it's one of the greatest shows ever made. And so I'm looking forward to what Powerhouse Hobbs does. I could see this. You guys are talking with him doing some shit with Wilson. I think that would be great, especially with what Wilson's building. First off, I've been high on Wilson way before everybody jumped on this bandwagon. I thought the dude had something way back with City. Wait, what was I right on that? What was his tag team?
Prince.
Elton Prince.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what was their name?
Pretty deadly.
Pretty deadly.
Pretty deadly, yeah.
Pretty deadly. I was right, dude.
There
There's
you
so
go.
many of the names that are. It's confusing.
You're an old man, voice.
I am an old man,
You're
dude.
an old
And
man.
I do
You're an
not help
old man.
myself. But anyways, Pretty Deadly. I was high on Pretty Deadly. I love their tag team. I was saying they needed the titles on them, and because you could run with a cool storyline of this, because it does touch on a lot of the social issues going on. And Powerhouse Hobbs, he oozes alpha male. I mean, like, to try to put like, if you ran Saturday Night Live, are you putting Powerhouse Hobbs, besides the ultimate funny factor, are you putting him in a nerdy type way? Besides the ultimate funny factor shock that he's in a nerdy outfit, you're not believing Powerhouse Hobbs. He's going to rip through the shirt just by moving a bicep. So
It's gonna be a Hulk. You can be like
Yeah.
a Hulk, bro.
yeah, and the last thing I want to say, I love the idea of him hitting NXT first, because there is a void that needs to be filled, and I think he could fill that void. What I'm not confident, though, is the writers in the room understanding that. And
You're
I
wild.
really
If he goes to NXT,
I see them.
See
No,
that?
no.
sorry.
What I mean is, I don't think they're going to understand that, and they're going to want to put him on one of the main rosters right away.
Oh,
Because
like
he-
fast track him.
Yes, they're going to I think that there's a big chance they're going to try to fast track him, when honestly, a Royal Rumble appearance and then him showing up on NXT that Tuesday, telling everybody how he's going to take over NXT, is the right play. But he's such a big, huge draw that I think they're going to try to fast track him. And that's
So
just my opinion.
I think I would normally agree with you, voice, but I think two factors tell me that they're not going to fast track Hobbs, assuming that he is going to WWE. One, the big one is Obafemi. Obafemi is getting that same role. So to do it twice will diminish both. And I don't think that they're going to run it that way because of that. But the second is because the main roster, and this will include Obafemi to an extent, is just loaded with people who need to be brought up now. So now, right, you're seeing a changing of the guard in real time. You're going to have Styles, Orton, Lesnar, Mysterio, all these guys who have been around the company for ages. We're probably seeing them on their last legs. I think Roman Reigns even said the next 2 years, and then he's gone.
Yeah.
So we're seeing a huge changing of the guard from guys who have been WWE lifers or brought up by this system, who are now going to be gone with a huge space to fill. I don't think they're going to put Hobbs on there that quickly, only because they already have guys in the wings with Trick Williams, with Javon Evans, with Obafemi, with all of these guys who already need a careful touch, otherwise it's screwed.
I kind of
And-
talked myself even out of Hobbs being in the Rumble yet, because I think you want to save that, right?
I think you want Hobbs to just come into NXT. Let's say there's a tag match happening, and it's maybe it's even a number one contenders title match. I don't really care. But Hobbs comes in and he murders all four people, all four of them.
That's it.
Now you have someone who can murder four people in one go.
Yeah, that's what we want. I think I don't know. I think the internet wrestling community and ourselves, we tend to overhype things, and like,
Oh, yeah.
you got to keep shit simple, stupid.
You do.
Yeah, no.
But I also think sometimes these companies see the overhype online and they buy into it.
That is true, though.
And honestly, I if you go on Reddit, it's a dangerous ground to go on. But there can be some things that you can find on there if you're actually looking. There's a lot of talk about him, fans wanting him in the Rumble, and sometimes I think we can get that. The promoters, whoever's running the company, can take that adrenaline shot sometimes and fuck it up. I mean, WWE's not immune to fucking things up.
Oh, God, no.
Exactly.
Hell
No wrestling
Hell
company
no.
is immune to
No.
fucking things up.
Right. What's the point in ordering dessert before the appetizer, my guy?
Exactly.
Like, just work your way up.
Dude, and we have to hit this chat because our long lost brother Bruzy is
Bruzy!
lighting everybody up.
Bruzy's in
Kevin,
the
you are
building.
now Drew Calloway.
Oh yeah, I can see that. That makes
I
sense. to
look
me.
every bit of my age, as he says, and he was questioning Hype's hat.
Yes.
So it's great to see you back in
I
our
live in the
chat,
upside down.
Bruzy. Thank you so much. I like this. He could destroy Ricky Saints, and then him and
And
Ricky
it
have
depends
a.
on it depends on if you want him face or heel. Because I think in both scenarios you want him to kill somebody. Ricky Saints
Yeah.
would be a great one if you want him to be a face.
Yeah.
Two tag teams would be a great one if you want him to be a heel.
Okay,
I like that too.
I like where Kevin said's at.
For sure. No, I'm with it. I wanted to have that Powerhouse Hobbs discussion because we started it on Thursday with OG Tony.
Agreed.
And
I
now we are I think so too, Bruzy. I think he'd be a great
Yeah,
face.
I agree with that.
But we started that conversation on Thursday with OG Tony, and now the match has happened. And now things have kind of moved a little bit. Match has aired on television. He's been removed from the AEW roster page. Now we can see what goes on next, and we'll definitely stay on top of that. But we do have to move on because we go from one big transaction that happened as AEW lost Powerhouse Hobbs. Well, they gained Desmond Xavier, they gained Zachary Wentz, they gained Myron Reed, they gained the Rascalz, and we all saw that. We saw also Trey Miguel was reportedly signed, but who we did not see on Collision was one Trey Miguel. And when I watched it, because I made sure to I love the Rascalz. Former In Your House guest Myron Reed. He's great. He's dope. But I was like, yo, Trey Miguel, my man. I follow him on social media. He, from Ohio, whatnot. And I didn't see him there. And then Hype put in our chat that he had removed all mentions. Him being Trey Miguel removed all mentions of the Rascalz and being in AEW. And I love how they did it. First and foremost, I loved how they did it. They came out of the smoky dressing room, the smoky locker room,
My room.
as they did in the Indies, just exactly what we wanted to see, letting them be who they are. And it was great because you can definitely see them right in the mix with the Trios Championships, the Tag Team Championships, Desmond Xavier. He could probably try to run it with the TNT Championship. Something like there's a lot of different options you can go with them, and the faction is fun. But it did stick out like a sore thumb that Trey Miguel was not there. Kevin, your thoughts on the debut of the Rascalz and the lack of appearance of Trey Miguel?
I don't really know what happened. As a person who has met, talked with, and done some things with Trey Miguel, he's always a dude who wears his heart on his sleeve. He's a great guy. And I hope it's not something that's going to screw him out of something. I hope that this is something else of an opportunity he's getting rather than getting something taken away from him. So I'll say that on record first as a person who knows him, as a person who's talked a lot with him in locker rooms. Great dude. That being said, if we're looking at this and they clearly have something not happen when he had everything posted and he had everything announced and now it's not there, to me, that means either something bad is happening with the contract, which seems unlikely only because the rest of them were able to go despite being signed to TNA as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel that that's unlikely. Unless it's something bad, like personally, and he's just like, I'm out, dog. Or some level of falling out with the rest of the Rascalz. I don't know. I don't know on that front. That's all just speculation. But the other way that this could be going is something good, in the sense that maybe in the final moments before signing the AEW contract, something else came onto his table that he couldn't pass up. I don't know. I know, again, we talked already about an exodus of talent. this could be Trey Miguel going to something like an NXT where I think he would thrive, because now you don't have a Javon Evans there to compete with.
Yeah.
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 So that allows Trey Miguel, and I'm not even saying that like Javon is so much more spectacular than Trey Miguel, because I don't think
They're
that
just
that's
similar.
true either, but it's just similar.
Yeah.
But now that Javon's gone, there isn't someone who's similar on NXT. Not that I can think of. Not someone who could do the stuff that Trey Miguel does at minimum.
Yeah.
No,
And if you
not
need
not
people on
anyone that they've highlighted so far.
No. And they need now someone who is going to be a high flyer, because they have an absolute they have a hole to fill as a high flyer now.
They got all monsters.
They got all monsters, and they need little guys for them to work with, smaller guys for them to work with.
Yeah.
So I am hoping that it's that, where it's just an opportunity he couldn't pass up, and he went a different direction than the Rascalz. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'll leave it at that, because I don't know anything more about it. And that's my hope.
For sure. And once again, guys, this is all speculation. We don't know anything more than anybody else. We're here to talk about it here at In Your House. But Hype, you really brought it up, man. You brought it to our attention. I once again, I liked the segment. It was a good segment. It stayed true to who the Rascalz are, and it's going to be fun when they do start, really get this thing going and we start seeing some in-ring action between these three. But let's talk about it, man. Your thoughts on the segment, and then the, Trey Miguel. What do you think, man?
Well, I think the segment was very good. It was very, very glaring. Let's shout out to Myron Reed and all the Rascalz, but especially Myron Reed for around here and around the Midwest, because like he is beloved around here and well known, friend of in your house and stuff like that. So like. But yeah, it was pretty glaring that Trey Miguel wasn't around, who's also very, very well known from around the Midwest and everything as well. I like to steer on the side of caution as Kevin is, like, because we don't know what we don't know. Him going to an NXT, well, maybe he did get a different offer, and they do have a whole. I might add, although NXT, WWE, very highly looking at Leon Slater. He would be that guy. I think that would be next up for that high flyer role, and somebody that they're really utilizing. As you saw in his absence at TNA, at their opening show, he was absent to debut on SmackDown, which good for him. And great match with him and Mello. I'm sure we may talk about that later, but
We will.
yeah, we don't know what we don't know. Although it was weird that all four of them seemingly signed, so I would assume something happened. I don't know everybody's past and things like that, but I know certain people's pasts have been opened up and seemingly cleared. Maybe they had to double check on somebody else's. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You never know, man. You never know. I'm so excited for the Rascalz to be in AEW, because I think that they can really bring something that is needed to AEW, a fun, different type of cool vibe that I think a lot of people will get behind. Me and Voice kind of talked about that on Thursday when we talked about this, and we kind of said they could kind of be like almost like a DX-ish type of stable, where they're like, cool and whatnot. The kids could get behind it, but also, the whole weed smoking vibe that they have. They came out with the smoke in the smoky locker room, just like we talked about on Thursday. So that was cool. But Voice, what do you think, man? You see them there. They're doing exactly kind of what we talked about on Thursday, but no Trey Miguel, man. What do you think?
I'm gonna, we do come on the show to give our opinions. I'm going to give Trey Miguel his moment to give his answers, and then I'll give my opinion on him not being there. But what I will say is that what I do love is when a group like the Rascalz or any other indie group goes out there and makes a name for themselves. When they get that opportunity for the next level, they're allowed to be themselves. and they're allowed to be that team that they formed and they made. I know there was minus one member, but the overall product on what we seen was the Rascalz. I mean, that was them. And yeah, you called it, man. That's what I posted in the chat, because minus RVD, dude, it's like you had a crystal ball and you were telling us this is how they're going to be, and it was a great moment, and to see it to come to full circle like that. Minus a couple puzzle pieces, but RVD, he does his things. So we threw that out there because he has been hyping up AEW quite a bit. In recent
Save that
interviews.
interaction for later.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
should always happen.
Oh yeah, and I don't doubt that they go down that avenue if they can, all reach an agreement. But like I said, I love the fact that they're staying true to who they are and what they did to make people love them. That's where I'm at. I do like the idea of what you're saying, Kevin, and what you jumped onto with Jones, but with him going to NXT and possibly getting that opportunity. But again, we don't know what we don't know. So hopefully we find out soon.
Fair.
Because he's a great entertainer. The dude works his ass off. Anybody that I've heard have interactions with Trey, he's like he's the guy to talk to. I've never heard bad words spoken about the dude, and that's rare.
He's OG member of Rascalz. All right.
Yeah.
So I mean,
slightly behind the curtain as well. He dates didn't end up lining up because of TNA. But he was almost. I booked for Electric Forest for wrestling.
Oh
yeah. I do that booking, and he's like, "Hey, would there be a spot open for me?" And so he almost wrestled on.
That would have been dope.
Yeah, that would have been fire, man. So yeah, just whatever's going on, I hope the best for him. For sure, hope the best for him, and then excited to see what the group does moving forward. I'll say it like this: just because he wasn't there now doesn't mean he won't be there later.
Correct.
Exactly.
So that's a whole other thing.
Can't stress enough that could still be a thing.
Yeah, we don't know the contract he signed.
Nope.
Yeah,
all we know right now is 3 out of the 4 were there.
Yep.
that's all we know.
We never even alluded to the fact that they just may be holding his debut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He could have still been in the locker room smoking.
Yeah.
Hey, because there was still smoke coming out of there. That indicates that someone's still smoking.
Yeah, somebody's ashing a blunt, bro.
Beautiful. All right, guys. All right. I'm loving this conversation. Loving the fact that we got everybody here to talk some professional wrestling. Specifically, it was AEW. But guys, listen, we do got to take a break. We've got to pay some bills. And listen, there was a lot of things going on SmackDown. SmackDown was a really good episode. They're keeping it hot. They're most definitely keeping it hot because we saw things like Trick Williams prominently featured. We saw that 4 contenders have been determined for Saturday night's main event to go on and face Drew McIntyre at the Royal Rumble. That is going to be dope right there. A lot of great matches there. And hey, Kit Wilson, everybody is getting down with those vibes. Hey, are you toxic? We'll talk about that and so much more on the other side of this break.
Hello everyone, it's the Pope Elijah Burke, founder and president of the Love Alive charity. I wanted to take this brief moment to share with you my charity's continued humanitarian efforts to positively impact the impoverished communities in and around the greater Jacksonville area. This cannot be possible without your support. If you'd be so kind, please take a moment to visit our website, love-alive.org, to learn more about the charity and its mission. Also, feel free to donate to our 501c3 organization that operates off of the donation of the public, which is you. Whether that be by website or via Cash App, $1 help makes a difference in the lives of others as we continue to positively influence many people by being the change that we wish to see in the world.
Welcome to the Brainbuster T-shirt website where your favorite podcast team in your house lives. Look at all these fantastic options you have.
If you want that sweet hype, we got it. You want to be divinely designed at yours. Have you lost your voice? We have all that voice merch for you. Are you just a part of the household? We got that too. Brainbuster Tees is where IYH live. Brainbuster Tees is where IYH live.
In your house with O'Con. Hey, O'Con, in your house. Hollywood.
Emerge faithful, we're coming out to Emerge 91 Blood and Bone. Since 2019, I have been the executive producer of the In Your House podcast. Since 2021, I've had the opportunity and the privilege to be a part of Emerge Wrestling in Columbus, Indiana. The honor and the privilege to tell all of you, right here in the middle of this ring, that Emerge Wrestling, in collaboration with the In Your House Network, will be at the Squared Circle Expo this March in Indianapolis. Indianapolis, Emerge Wrestling in your house. We'll see you in March.
Hey, O'Con, in your house. Hollywood, in your house. Hey guys, welcome back to In Your House. And listen, we're vibing out on a Sunday. Man, the fellas is here. We doing our thing. We got some football going on later. We got Monday Night Raw, that's tomorrow. And it's going to be an early one, y'all. It's going to be at 3 p.m. and I'm going to be home, chilling, watching it. And then I'm going to watch the Natty, the National Championship game. Indy Hoosiers. We're going to be watching the Hoosiers. We're going to be watching Miami, and it's going to be going down because we got the young man, Fernando Mendoza, man. That boy's so wholesome. That boy wholesome as hell.
Yeah, he is.
I like it. I dig it. But listen, I got a chance to get out, slide, and get into the gym once again. And I'm really staying consistent with my workouts, man. I'm really in there doing my thing and just getting after it. And I'm proud of myself. Pat myself on the back. Like Barry Horowitz, I'm patting myself on the back. And, I don't think I'd be able to do it without Goalie Nutrition. That's Goalie Gummies. And, man, I've been in there doing my thing. I've been focused. And that's because of the Matcha Mind Gummies. And I'm able to get that energy because of the apple cider vinegar gummies. And then I'm able to chill, relax, and restore a little bit later when I'm doing my thing, chilling and watching some football with my wife. I'm going to pop a few ashwagandha gummies so I can chill out and just, get that vibe. Just chill out, do my thing. And listen, we can help you do your thing and get your wellness journey started. All you got to do is go to goalie.com and hey, we'll help you out because at checkout, you can put in promo code IYH. You can get 10% off and check out everything that we're doing on Facebook Live, on YouTube, on Twitch, on X, and then you can catch us on demand on the audio version on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Give us 5 stars. Give us reviews. Hey, we're back on the charts again, y'all. We are doing our thing and getting some great downloads on the podcast version. So we need you guys to continue to give us those reviews and we'll get that rolling. And we're going to keep this here rolling, this great episode here at In Your House because, listen, we have got to talk SmackDown. Because I was skeptical. 3 hours SmackDown scared me. I was scared. All right? I was worried. I was concerned. But I got to tell you, 3 hours SmackDown has been hitting. And I'm going to tell you exactly why it's been hitting. Now, everybody's going to want to say, oh, maybe it's the return of Randy Orton. Or maybe it's bringing on Jordan Grace.
What?
Or maybe it's bringing on Matt Cardona.
What?
Or maybe it's bringing on Trick Williams.
What?
Or maybe it's keeping things fresh by making Drew McIntyre the World Heavyweight Champion.
What?
But I can tell you the one true reason why SmackDown has been hitting, the one true reason why SmackDown has been amazing, the one true reason why SmackDown is the must-watch show every single week, and that's because of Kit Wilson. It's because of Kit Wilson. This dude is blowing me away. I mean, you want to talk about taking your 5 minutes. His dude is taking 2. He took 2 to do it, and it's great. I'm loving it. We're all toxic. It's all about this toxic masculinity thing. This dude is killing it. Kevin, where are you at with Kit Wilson?
This, it just works. And I'm gonna urge against the absolute urges of the internet. Let me plead a case. Do not try and rush this man. Do not rush this. Do not just say, "Oh, he's over, so we got to strike while the iron's hot." 2 weeks in, let's make a viral moment. You're making viral moments weekly just by him playing songs, just by him entering.
Yep.
There is no reason at all to insert him in anything until he just can cut promos for the next. He can cut promos for the next 2 months. He didn't even have to wrestle. He can come out, he can hit someone, call them toxic, and then get beat up for 2 months.
Yep.
And he's going to get more over than he would if you put him in the U.S. Open match, unless it's a short match. If you put him in a match that's going to go 10 minutes. No, I don't want to see. So many people think that wrestling is actually about the wrestling, and it is sometimes, but most of the time it isn't. It is about how you're taking people on a journey however you can. If you make all of the journey wrestling, you're going to run out of wrestling matches, brother.
Yep.
There are many ways to get over.
Get out. Go.
A Titantron was not on my bingo card for 2026. But I guess that's how you get over now, too. So, Kit Wilson, I love this. I am looking it up weekly because I don't have cable to watch SmackDown.
Sure.
So I look up whatever he's doing weekly on like a YouTube clip or anything. Because it's just fun. Keep the fun with it. Don't try and rush him. Don't try and get him to a mid-card title. Don't pair him up with someone else. Have him come out, have him call shit toxic, give him a microphone for 2 minutes, and then someone else can beat him up, just like they did on SmackDown.
Yep. It's great. It works. I think that something like this, an undercard gimmick like this, is just so refreshing right now, and nobody saw it coming. I know I didn't see it coming, but it's great. I mean, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the clip of him coming out. It was after Trick Williams had defeated Matt Cardona, and Trick is going up the ramp, and all of a sudden you hear Kit Wilson, and out comes Kit. Huge pop there, and it was great. It was great. He comes down, he eyeballs Trick a little bit, keeps going, and it's just doing this thing, just strutting, walks past Matt Cardona, just gives him a look, and then turns right back around and just boom, hits him right in the back, takes him out, picks him up, throws him into the steps, and then says, toxic, toxic, toxic. I tell you, I've watched it about 50 times.
Yep.
And then he just cleans himself up, gets ready, and then his theme plays again. He keeps going like nothing happened.
Yep.
The crowd pops for it. It was magic, man. It was magic. I enjoyed that moment.
So good.
So good. Hype. Where are you at with Kit Wilson?
I'm pretty high on Kit Wilson right now, man. I'm not like, hey, let's strap a rocket and a title to him because I'm a rational person, and but I really enjoy this. The best thing I saw this week was the meme he posted of Toxic with Jacob Fatu doing the moonsault.
Yes.
That was just okay. Look, my running theme today is just keep it fucking simple, stupid, because it's just little stuff like that, man. Just keep doing little stuff that entertains me when I'm probably about to be like, oh, let me see what's on my phone real quick. That stops me, and I like what he's doing. I like when you find little things like this to make someone stand out. And I'm not gonna lie, I like Pretty Deadly as a whole, and Fightins. I did not see the sequence that took LA Prince out, but
I did. It was a sequence with Fraxium, but I would caution, because a lot of people will point at one sequence when it comes to wrestlers' injuries. And just as a corollary, I don't want to cut you off too hard.
No, you're fine.
But when people say, oh, this is what caused it, there are times where it's very clear that part caused it. This one wasn't. And I think this one, just a caution of wording, caused is probably a little strong for many injuries, because it wasn't that one incident that did it. It was damage over time for a lot of wrestlers and workers.
Well, I take the advice of a very smart man, William Regal, who has been, in recent news for his comments on safety and different things like that. And I know a lot of older wrestlers are pleading for people to be safe. But yes, also with things that William Regal said, these things happen over time. These things happen from doing, it could have just happened from, hey, we practice, we fucked this move up so many fucking times that we figured out what we needed to do to fix it, but that caused an issue. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No doubt. And I saw that they'd posted a photo of them after a neck fusion or something like that. And looks like everything kind of went well with it. But these things happen, and this is wrestling. It's a dangerous game, and unfortunately, this happened. But you hate to see it like that happen. But it did create opportunity for Kit Wilson, to become what he is now, and he's running with it and rolling with it. And I think a lot of people are starting to get behind it. They think it's a fun gimmick. I like what Kevin was saying when it's let's not take this too seriously. Let's not put a microscope on him right now. Let's just let him, because here's the thing, and then I'm going to give it to Voice. Wrestling fans have a tendency to want to write things the way that they want to write it inside their mind. And then when it doesn't play out like that, they piss themselves off. Every time.
Tanya Harding.
I've seen it happen a million times. They're thinking this is what's gonna happen. This is what's gonna happen, and I'm sure it's gonna happen like this because this is how I would have fancy booked it. But you're not booking it, bro. You're not.
Nope.
All right, and you don't understand that, and then you piss yourself off when it doesn't happen. That's your own fault. That's not the company's fault. We don't need to overthink this, and we don't need to think that Kit Wilson is going to be anything bigger than what he's doing right now. Because here's the thing. Not everybody's a main eventer, and not everybody that gets a pop needs to be a main eventer.
You know what a strong path is? R-Truth. R-Truth is a very strong path to follow.
Great path.
Yeah.
Great path.
Following also in the greats of Santino Marella.
Thank you.
Also, somebody who can fit that role perfectly.
But those guys, too, are guys that got those huge moments at some point. Santino Marella in the Elimination Chamber against Daniel Bryan at the time. Now Bryan Danielson again. That was huge. That's what level we're going. And R-Truth has had many big moments in the last year. So, yes. Kit Wilson keeps this he's got a good career.
Yeah,
exactly. Great corner for him. Great place for him to be at. Voice, jump in this conversation, bro. Where are you at with Kit Wilson?
This is exactly the type of energy I wanted from Pretty Deadly, what I seen that they could capitalize on, and Kit Wilson is doing that. Yes. And Fighting's one, you guys, I understand where you're coming from, but where Kevin's coming from is this was the final straw that broke the camel's back. Not to be so crass. Over a lifetime of injuries, this can happen. And then, yes, you're right. This last sequence of moves that happened, it seemed to be the what.
Those death drops and reverse DDTs are far more dangerous than people give them credit for.
Yes. And if there's something that goes wrong, it can extend the already injured whatever. And that's the situation when we're at. But what I love about this is Kit Wilson is taking his ball and he is running with it. And I'm pretty sure his tag team partner was like, yes, do that. Do that. Because it keeps it alive. I still think of him in Pretty Deadly because that's where I fell in love with what they were doing. Kit Wilson specifically. I think there is such a great corner of the entertainment world that he's hitting that makes it what everybody's always talking about, to where you're represented, you're this, you're that. He's doing it without it being just a single thing, because he's taking a large spectrum, toxic masculinity, and he's running with it, because there's so many avenues you can run down with it. You're going to be able to bring in so many guys like Jones has talked about, the Fatu meme that he put out there. That's fantastic work. That's another level of keeping the interest of the fans, because now they feel like there's a connection that they can make with you. So there's a chance that they have that moment. And when you have that feeling as a fan that you could potentially have a moment with a person, I'm feeling it myself with the news that we've talked about behind the scenes. When you finally get to that, it's like, it's so memorable for a fan. Like, we've talked about it so many times. I've talked to my favorite all-time human wrestler ever to do the deed, Sabu. I've spoken to him. Like me and you, Howse, we talked about, I've DM'd the dude and he's responded back. I may have not been able to understand what he said back to me, but I know he was typing it back. That's an inside joke if you know Sabu and his texting. But what I mean is that Kit is now putting himself into another stratosphere of stardom, and it's great to see people that I've enjoyed when they were doing something else, to now that what they're doing is now catching a huge reaction. And that, I mean, applaud him. He's taking his 5 minutes, and like you said, Howse, he only needed 2 of it. And that's fantastic. Like, that's going above and beyond and keeping it simple. So I love what everybody's saying. Enough of what I've had to say.
No, but it matters though. It matters though, because this is an opinion-based show. But I see what you're saying though. I enjoy what he's doing as well. I think it's just another one of those matters of somebody just taking such a small opportunity and maximizing it. And that is what we're seeing with Kit Wilson. And a lot of people appreciate it. A lot of people are appreciating what they're seeing. And he's really going to carve out a really good niche for himself in his career if he keeps this up where he's going. It's going to be great for him. But somebody else who's having a great career right now and is starting to really find a stride, it's Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes had another great U.S. title defense, and the U.S. Open Challenge, in my opinion, is become one of the best things that is happening in wrestling, period, weekly. I mean, the U.S. Open Challenge is fun. It has been held true from Sami Zayn, then given to Ilya Dragunov, and now it's been gifted to Carmelo Hayes. And we got a chance to see a great match. Leon Slater answered the call, and there's a lot of speculation on that because they did have TNA's big AMC debut. There was a lot of thoughts on that. I didn't catch the show myself, but everything I saw online, not so becoming, but I can only go off what I've seen and I haven't watched it yet. So when I do, that's when I'll talk about it. But he was not there. And to my recollection, he's still currently the X Division champion. But I also understand that there were some visa issues to not get him to where he needed to get to with TNA. And he ends up on the overseas shows on SmackDown, which is great. It was a great match. It was awesome. And even the fact that he got a chance to do that springboard 450, even though it didn't land, we got a chance to see it on TV. We got a chance to see that he could do it. So I think that that's great. I think that it was a great match. I did love the super suplex cutter off the top rope, because I don't think I've seen Carmelo finish a match with the suplex cutter in a while. He usually uses, the famouser off the top rope that he does.
Right.
He usually does that, and he finishes matches in that way. This time he used the super suplex cutter. But I want to get some thoughts on, I guess we can get some light thoughts on why he might not have been there at the TNA show. But let's talk mainly about the match. Kevin, what were your thoughts? Leon Slater answers the open challenge to Carmelo Hayes.
It's very clear that WWE wants to sign Leon Slater when that contract is up.
Yep.
Because they would not have put him. They would have put him in a Rumble spot. I could have saw a Rumble spot, but they're not going to put him in that prominent of a match. They would have had someone else do it.
Oh yeah.
And maybe it's a happy coincidence as far as Leon Slater is, because that could have been like, Tommaso Ciampa's spot, but his contract situation is all over the place right now too.
Mm-hmm.
So regardless of what happened to not have him on TNA's inaugural debut, which I think was if they weren't planning on doing that and it wasn't some kind of other thing, was a huge misstep by TNA. But I would imagine it had to have been due to visa issues. It could not have been any other reason, because you would want all your champions there if possible.
For sure.
That being said, the match itself, I didn't see the whole match. Again, I don't have the cable to watch all of SmackDown, but boy, I watched a lot of highlights, because most of that match was highlights. So I feel I caught most of the match. And the work that Carmelo and Leon Slater put in, one thing I like about Leon Slater, actually my beautiful fiance pointed this out as we were watching the highlights. She's like, you know what? I really like Leon Slater because he can do all the things really quickly, but he doesn't do them so quickly that you don't have the in-between moments. And I like that. She pointed that out.
Great
and I'm like, wow, that is a good insight. So, man, she pointed that out, and I'm like, yeah, you're right. Like, that's why he's so good at it. It's the same reason why Javon Evans is so good at it. Those in-between moments. He doesn't just, it's not just, hey, we got to hit this thing, then this thing, then this thing, da. No, it's, all right, we're going to hit this big thing. We're going to let it settle. Then we'll hit the next big thing. Okay. And their match was so well structured. I'm loving Carmelo Hayes' run right now.
Yeah.
I don't know how much longer it lasts, because I get the feeling that the United States Championship kind of era is going to be about passing the title around. So don't be surprised if Carmelo Hayes loses that title to someone in the next month or so. And I think in that terms, though, it makes that mid-card division feel more competitive, because now anybody can win at any given time. And it makes all of the matches feel like it could be the last for the champion. It doesn't feel like how we had that, long stretch with Roman Reigns, where it's like, well, is this guy really going to beat Roman Reigns? Because I don't think so.
Yeah.
And it brings back more the unpredictability, which I think they've been missing.
Yeah.
And I think it's time for an unpredictability era. And Drew McIntyre's change and, the U.S. title getting passed around is part of that. And if we keep getting just good matches, I'm usually not big on this, what I'm about to say. But as far as the U.S. title goes, I don't mind if it ever gets a story in the next 6 months. The story itself is the chase of that title. And everyone coming out to do these open challenges until probably a heel gets it and stops the open challenge. and you can make that happen, and then you have ready-made story for everyone else. You've been running an open challenge forever with between champions because it started with Sami Zayn, then Ilya was running it, now Carmelo's running it. Pass it to another face next. They'll keep running it until finally a heel cheats to win and take it and stops the open challenge. Why would a heel have the open challenge? So now he's taking away from the fans what they loved. Now fuck that guy. And you're going to want to see faces beat him.
Easy. Simple. That's exactly what I was
saying.
saying.
Just keep it simple, stupid. Just like Jones said.
Yep, for sure. Absolutely. I thoroughly agree with what you're saying there. Hype. Carmelo Hayes, Leon Slater, United States Championship on the line. Do you have any thoughts?
I mean, I have some thoughts, but I'm going to start off with like that match, right?
Yeah.
That match was an absolute banger. That match was everything like that an open challenge needed to be. It was a surprise. It was a surprise from an outside company. You know, you know, the fact that he conveniently had visa issues while working under a company that works directly with the United States government in some capacities, it's kind of weird to me. But you know, when I'm not doing this, I'm a pissant that works in a factory. So what do I know? But great opportunity for him. I would also say that the timing is a little weird because as we talked about the Rascalz debut, Trey Miguel was supposed to be the one that Leon faced at the TNA opening show on AMC. So there's some interweavings in that weird timing, sort of like there could be all sorts of conspiracies on this, and all sorts of reasons why certain people did not debut where we thought they were going to debut, or we did not see them. You know what I mean? So this is really interesting, but I digress, and I really just want to talk about I love what Carmelo Hayes is doing right now. I do agree that he will probably lose very soon, since we saw Ilya lose in the number one contender Fatal 4-Way tournament. I could see him running it back now with Carmelo because they've had those backstage interactions, just keeping things kind of fresh and competitive against each other. So I do see maybe we see another like pass back, but not a passing of the torch.
Sure, I could see that most definitely. There's a lot of interesting things going on over there on SmackDown. I mean, we just saw the WWE Undisputed Championship change hands on SmackDown, and I looked it up. The last time that it happened, I always hate bringing this up, but damn it, I have to, because the last time the WWE Championship changed hands on SmackDown, it was in October of 2019. Yeah, 2019 when Kofi Kingston lost the title to Brock Lesnar in 9 damn seconds. Yeah. But that's the last time they did that. That's the last time that has happened. And when you do it every so often like that, it makes it special. It makes it big. And that just goes to Kevin's point. I think we are entering an unpredictability era. And I think that this is a time where we need to, because I've said it on the show and I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. WWE is asking you to go to all these different networks, all these different apps to watch their show. Don't make it be boring. If I have to chase you on USA, on Netflix, on Tubi, on CW, on ESPN, the least you could do is not make your show boring. And they're doing the opposite of that right now on SmackDown. It is great. And part of that unpredictability has been the unpredictability of one Jacob Fatu. He's just been kind of a big-time wild card. We're going to talk about that here in a second. But before we do that, Voice, you have been somebody who's followed Carmelo Hayes for a long time. I mean, I remember dating back to his big, series with Andrade and whatnot. We talked about for over a year him being the United States champion. It finally happened. I want to ask you, where were you at with this match, and where are you at currently with the reign of Carmelo Hayes? Because we called for this for a while. Now we're starting to get into a little bit of the heat of his title reign. Where are you at this point?
Well, where I'm at this point is first off, I love the United States Open Challenge. I think it's fantastic. It takes me back to when WCW mid 90s had Raven, DDP, and all those guys fighting for this title. And then all of a sudden, Goldberg gets it, and it put kind of like a stop to it passing for a little bit. But it takes me back to those times. And that's when I loved WCW. That was the main attraction. And if you're a fanatic of it, it was the second hour of WCW. You usually had your United States Championship match because it was like the opening main event. It was great. I loved it, and I love the way they're highlighting these two. And I don't know if you guys remember them, but back in the day, X Games used to be a thing, and it's still a thing, but it used to be a thing back then because it was
thing.
so
I remember,
new. Exactly. Do you guys remember when Tony Hawk hit the 900?
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, that was a big moment, right?
Yep. Yeah, it was.
Leon Slater was able to get that big 450 move done. He reminds me of
the Swanton 450. Yep.
Yes. He reminds me of a Tony Hawk. Also in that, Dave Mira has done so many amazing things on a BMX bike. That's my Carmelo Hayes. And in that one, he was able to pull off it was a backflip Superman that I've seen it done since, but it was the first time I've seen it. It's where you throw the bike from out under you while you're doing a backflip, catch it, and bring it right back under you and go. It was amazing. And as a BMX dude, it was one of the most incredible things, but it was overshadowed by the 900, which the 900 takes an amazing amount of body to be able to accomplish. Anyways, these guys have such a big future around them, and I'm with you guys. They are at the moment Leon can be grabbed up, he is getting grabbed up. And he is going to go to NXT, build his brand bigger, and then come onto the main brand, and SmackDown is the perfect spot for him. The US title is the most important title right now. It's bringing energy. Yes, Drew's the new champion. We get that. That's new too. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with them, but we're interested in this title, this open challenge. This is what we talk about weekly. I mean, it's a very important title, and I love who's in the race for it right now. I am looking not too forward to it coming to a stop, as we have seen in the past. Story tells us heel gets it, that open challenge shit stops, and that heel holds it for a little bit.
There's a way around it if you really do want to keep it as the title that way, but it would have to come as an edict from the general manager that the U.S. title must be defended on every SmackDown.
And that's interesting you say that, Kevin, because there's a lot of chatter of possibly Jericho joining, and he would be a good fit for a GM who would implement something like that because he has ties to it. But when it was an interesting title, like you guys remember WCW, that US title was the title to because it was either being held by Hogan at the top with the world title, or being passed around NWO. But that US title, your favorite guy could take that on a Monday Night Nitro, or even a Thunder.
Yep, or a Thunder. Yeah, most definitely. I feel that. Hey, Voice, did you play Dave Mirra Freestyle BMX?
Yeah, come on,
why he did.
Silly question.
He did.
Yeah,
great game,
dude.
Great game.
I real quick, I had a chance when I was younger because I did BMX racing, and I also did a lot of the jump contest. I met these guys, these two brothers named the Streeby Boys, and they were the first ones to be able to pull off the backflip in our area in a tabletop in the middle of a race. Well, the one brother, he ended up breaking his neck doing it in a race, and this was before GoFundMe and things like that. So we all got together. Well, through that, getting together and helping to pay for his bills, we got to meet Matt Hoffman, and I got to go out to Matt Hoffman's ranch and see the Condor do the Condor on his big Matt Hoffman pipe. That was like, it was a monster pipe that was built.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was just one of the most amazing things I've ever experienced in my life. And to be around those guys who also put their bodies on the line for a sport to entertain us. You draw a lot of connections between wrestlers and things like that. And I think that's where a lot of my like fandom comes from, because I know what you guys do in a ring, and I know what you guys do in these extreme sports, and I appreciate it so much, because it's so fantastic to see guys like Carmelo Hayes just come out there and be the United States champion. Like, to me, that's so huge.
Yeah, no, I enjoy him as the United States champion for sure. Let's hit this comment from Ring King Wrestling Podcast asking, would you guys say SmackDown is the best wrestling program on TV right now? That's a hell of a question, because honestly, I think I'm gonna say yes.
We're going over all promotions?
I'm saying all promotions, yeah. I think yes for me as well. Some of AEW's programming is climbing up a little bit for me.
It is.
But right now, if I'm looking at stories and things that are making me pop, things that I'm looking most forward to, rather than, singular matches, because again, and I think I've said this on the program before, I think AEW books singular matches better than WWE. But the overall story, I feel I don't get as excited. I get more excited about the matchup booking for AEW than I do for the storylines.
I got you.
Sure. That makes sense.
So for me, I think I'm going to give it to SmackDown. But like AEW, some of AEW's programming interests me more than like Raw right now, where Raw is still trying to figure out things that'll make it stick better.
For sure.
Kevin, I'll send you a link after we're done here. You'll be able to watch SmackDown live.
Oh, sick. Thank you.
Yeah, you'll get to actually watch whatever promotion you fucking want to watch live.
I love that for me.
No worries.
Man.
Yeah, we all use it here.
I love that for me.
I forgot we haven't sent it to you.
And if you are out there listening and you would also like a link, send it to the page care of Hypocrisy Jones, and I'll make sure that
My man.
Yes.
Gotta get your wrestling in.
Beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, all right, let's move on, guys, because we got to keep rolling and keep going strong here like we are here at In Your House. And, man, we talk about the unpredictability era. I really like that, coined by Kevin Calloway. Let's talk about the unpredictability of Jacob Fatu. He's really become a wild card on the show. Just on site, as soon as his music plays. And that's the start. To me, that's what we're building towards.
Yep.
That's that we're starting to get to a point to where when you hear that down, 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 whoo, down, 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 whoo, whoo, it lets you know, oh man, some shit's about to get fucked up. That's the vibe that I want for Jacob Fatu. And that's what we're starting to reach, is that when his music plays, he's about to come and fuck some shit up. He's about to come and interrupt Kit Wilson. He don't care if the crowd is behind Kit Wilson. He don't give a shit. Jacob Fatu saying fuck the crowd. He beating up whoever's in front of him.
Fatu is here to kill people, not to make friends.
Yeah.
Exactly. He ain't here to make friends. He's calling out Cody, fighting Cody. I got to tell you, the current iteration of Jacob Fatu is making me re-fall in love with Jacob Fatu all over again because of that unpredictability. You don't know where he's going to pop up. You know when you see him, some shit's about to get fucked up. That's beautiful chaos to me right now. I'm going to throw it to a man who knows a lot about chaos. That's Kevin Calloway. What do you think about Jacob Fatu right now?
I was so excited when Jacob Fatu got signed in the first place. And we saw bits and pieces of what we're seeing now when he was with the Bloodline and doing the things with that. With Solo Sikoa's Bloodline specifically. But this is Jacob Fatu at his core. This is who Jacob Fatu is as a wrestler. And also, from all accounts that I've ever heard, I've never met the man, but this is just Jacob Fatu.
Yeah.
Like he's a very nice man from all accounts, but when he goes out there, he's turning everything up to 11.5 minimum.
Yep.
And I've heard industry veterans sing his praises before he was signed. I heard Jim Cornette almost weekly put him over as someone who should be in WWE. And we're finally seeing this iteration. We're seeing him at the top of the card. I am ready for an era of Jacob Fatu and the unpredictability that he can bring, because whether he's attacking faces or heels, he is going to be more like a Stone Cold Steve Austin than he is a squeaky clean Cody Rhodes.
Ooh, okay, all right.
He is going to come out. He's going to raise hell. He's going to go insane and say whatever he wants to say, and then he's going to leave. That's what he's going to do.
Yes. I love it.
I'm ready.
Beautiful. Me too, man. Me too. Hype, Jacob Fatu, let me hear it, man.
Oh man, yeah. So just first off, like that, that gives me like and you may catch this, is that it gives me that fucking 8-Ball and MJG vibe.
Yeah,
I get it
immediately.
So like you already know it's just about some head busting right there, and it's just boom. So like that's the vibes I love with Jacob Fatu, and this right here. He ain't gotta be a good guy. He ain't gotta be a bad guy. He's just the guy right there that'll come in wreck shit. He's the guy you say, hey, watch out for Jacob. He's crazy.
Yeah. He's being exactly as what he was like when they said when the Usos said, well, hey, you wasn't supposed to be talking to him. We weren't supposed to be messing with him. But
Right.
why? For what reason? Now here we are. This is why. Because he's a wild man. He's a Tasmanian devil. The dude, he's unpredictable. You don't know what he's gonna do next. Look at how he came in when here's the crazy thing is nobody's even talking about it. But the truth of the matter is he's the reason why the WWE Undisputed Championship scene got turned on his head.
Yes.
He's the reason.
Yeah.
He's the reason. That unpredictability, that wild man, that Tasmanian devil is the reason why the main title that we hardly ever see change hands on a weekly show. You might see the World Heavyweight Championship change hands every now and again. We've seen it in the last year. But the WWE Championship changing hands on weekly TV, we haven't seen it in like 8 years. And it's because of Jacob Fatu. Why this happened? Because he's insane. Voice, where are you at with Jacob Fatu?
Do you guys feel that we are possibly entering Attitude Era 2.0?
Ooh,
if we're not already in
hopefully without the brawn panties matches and the choppy pee-pees, but yeah. I think
whoa, Kevin. We have to keep choppy pee-pee because that was one of the best fucking moments ever.
You know what? Let's bring it a little bit differently than how that moment played out. But sure, in the same vein.
Guess what? We have Kit Wilson.
That's what I'm saying. It's in the same vein.
There we go. Exactly. So there would be our 2.0 version of it. I think we are there. I think this is Jacob Fatu, like you said, is the Stone Cold Steve Austin of this era. Like in his essence, that's what he's doing. We're loving. We don't care if you're a good guy or a bad guy. We want you to come in and make a impact. Jacob Fatu does that. You guys are even alluding to his entrance music. Attitude Era. You remember? So many people, as soon as their entrance music hit, crowds were grabbing the person next to him. Oh my God, do you know it's a blah blah? It could have been anybody from The Godfather to Stone Cold Steve Austin, glass breaking to do you smell what the Rock? Like, come on, man. Like, we are in the best era that we grew up in, but revamped into an era that can be accessible to everybody, and everybody has a spot at the table to enjoy what's happening. We've been heavy on Kit this episode, but that is a niche that is being filled and done right to where fans are running to it. They are loving it. He's getting over. Jacob Fatu, for all the faults that anybody said, and yes, refer back to the Usos. Was it in the storyline? Yes, but there is a reason why people don't fuck with Jacob Fatu. And now he's explaining the ever so question ever in wrestling. Raven said it best. To make anything even remotely digestible for the fans, you have to explain why. And in this era, they're explaining why you don't fuck with Jacob Fatu.
Yeah.
I already started a sticky note of how I'm recasting all the people and who I think they most refer to in like the Attitude Era.
I love it. I love how his brain fucking works.
Beautiful.
So like I have for Triple H, I have Seth Rollins because I think that makes the most sense.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially injuries.
I'm going to take this a little bit further than the Attitude Era in the sense of American Badass Taker when he was a heel, like Dead Man Inc. I think that's Drew.
Okay.
Dead Man Inc. Taker whined a lot, but he always killed people anyway.
Very true. Very true.
Fatu as Stone Cold Steve Austin makes the most sense. I actually think Cody and The Rock probably draw the most comparison, unless you want to put that as Roman Reigns. Because The Rock was closer to a squeaky clean babyface than Cody Rhodes is in general.
Yeah, I can agree with that one.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm at so far.
Yeah.
Hey, I like it.
Punk is Jericho.
I can see that comparison too.
Punk is
Jericho. Reinvented himself. Yeah, for sure.
And then I'm going to say Oba is Kane or Big Show.
Ooh.
I'm going to say Kane or Big Show. Depends on when in the Attitude Era you're dropping in.
For sure.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. Heavy. No, I dig that for sure. That's a good question that Voice threw out there as far as where are we at right now, because if SmackDown can continue to do what they're doing right now, I think there is an argument that it is the best weekly show on television right now. I personally would probably put Dynamite at number 2 at this point, with Raw close 3. Mm-hmm. That's just me. But I enjoy what I'm seeing with Dynamite, though. I really do. Like Voice says,
I would say. Oh, sorry.
No, I was just saying it gives me a different vibe, like WCW Nitro.
No, and I want to piggyback off of what you're saying with that. I feel that Dynamite's close to getting up there with SmackDown. I've been watching for a solid 2 months now, and I hear what you say, Kevin, with the stories, but the stories are getting better.
They are getting better on AEW. I'm worried. I always worry with AEW in the sense of I think that they can put on a better weekly program than WWE, but I think their roster is – or the way – sorry, not their roster, but the way that their roster works is always going to be a problem for stories because they're always trying to figure out a way to one-up themselves. They're always trying to find a way to make it more dangerous. And because of that, they end up with a lot of people on the shelf. Yeah. And I don't know how long of careers people will have either. Because unless you're going to change your work rate, I'm not like week to week. I think that they can beat WWE as far as quality goes. When it comes to stories, if they can get a booking down that works, everything comes back around on those senses. It happened at the beginning of Dynamite where they had more compelling television than WWE because WWE was in a rut and they got an advantage of being newer and fresher with
shocking. Yeah. No, that makes perfect sense.
But I worry for the longevity of a lot of people who are in AEW unless they're going to change some styles around for some of the matches. I'm not saying all of them have to. You know, if you're going to do cruiserweight matches, like cruiserweight matches with smaller guys is fine. But this is why, like, they're not going to be able to keep Hobbs for as long as I think they want with a monster guy because they're expecting work rates where Hobbs bumps 30, 40 times through high energy sequences, and it's just going to hurt his body.
It's not sustainable.
That is my worry. But I will piggyback in the sense of yes, I think it's 1 SmackDown, 2 Dynamite, probably closer than it would have been if you would have asked me 3 months ago. And then three for me is a toss up, but I'm going to go with a different option than Raw. Because I think I'm more intrigued. I'm more intrigued of the potential of an NXT rather than Raw.
Okay. Sure.
And it's not necessarily about what is happening. It's about what could happen, which gets me to want to tune in and pay attention.
Exactly. Okay. And I love how he goes with his fandom.
Yeah.
When he makes these he doesn't go with, oh well, I know I have to cover this, I have to cover
Yeah.
that. And I think that's what gives us an edge as a team, because that's what we all focus on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this team for sure. I really, really do. So, okay. We got some football action going on here pretty soon. I know I'm gonna check it out. The playoffs been going on Monday. You got the Natty that's going on, and we all got a long weekend here, so that is great, and that's awesome. But I do want to talk about the
No,
last.
we don't.
Not you, voice.
Fuck no, man. I work for a company who just says they support people. They don't. They don't
actually do it.
I will be clocking in tomorrow, so don't you guys worry.
Damn it, man. Oh, we
Yeah,
hate to hear it. We
it
hate to hear it. But, okay, so I hate to hear that. But what I don't hate to see is the current main event scene on SmackDown right now.
Oh, yeah.
It is top heavy, and I am loving it. So, voice, bro, when we talk AEW, I have been so excited about MJF and Kenny Omega gunning for him, and the Dynamite Diamond Ring winner Bandito having a match against him, and then Swerve is still coming for him, and Hangman still coming for him, and I'm like, that's a lot more compelling than just Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes. But what's happened now is that things have flipped because of one Jacob Fatu. We are now in an era where not only is Drew McIntyre the champion, but Cody Rhodes has no rematch clause. So now he has to scratch and claw his way back up to the top. He declared for the Royal Rumble. We all know about that. That's not a massive story to me. I kind of expected that was going to happen. What is the story for me that I want to talk about with you guys is the fact that we now have a Saturday night main event. We had this SmackDown that featured a lot of great qualifying matches. So great matches that mattered, that's leading to something, that makes for a great show. And now we have Trick Williams, all right? We have Randy Orton. We have Damian Priest. And we have Sami Zayn. And we have a fatal four-way at Saturday night's main event. That's going down. And I love it. I love the fact that it went from being log jammed with just Cody and Drew McIntyre to now Trick, who went pretty much from NXT directly to the main event. Like, boom, he's already main eventing a big show like Saturday night's main event. Sami Zayn, who's been shouting into the void that he needs to win a World Heavyweight Championship. Now he's officially in that mix. Damian Priest, who's just kind of been floating around fighting with random people, mainly Aleister Black. Now he has purpose. You got that going. And you have Randy Orton, that is everybody's saying by all rights, who's going to be the next guy that's going to be able to chase Cena's, title reigns? It's Randy Orton. He's got to try to get number 15. All of a sudden, the shift is on the championship, and it's not just people randomly doing things. We have a purpose again, and it's all going to come to head at Saturday night's main event that didn't even feel important until the last Saturday night main event where the guy retired. Now we have another Saturday night's main event where there's high stakes that's leading to a big matchup at the Royal Rumble against Drew McIntyre, when this time last year, well, a little bit later in 2025, we're talking about, Saturday Night Main Event is trash.
Yeah.
It's bad heavy. It's not good. Now we got some meaningful matches. Kevin, your thoughts? We have a top heavy main event right now. Where are you at with it right now? Do you like a lot of contenders in the mix, or where are you at with this currently?
I skew always on the edge of I want more contenders who feel viable. Because if you only have a couple people that feel viable, then you don't have any mystery. You're just waiting for the one match. So you're waiting 4 months, for a story to culminate with between two guys.
Yeah.
Where there is no chance in between for anything else to happen. And I do like the long-term storytelling in that if you're setting something up a year in advance, you can take them on different side quests to bring them back together. So I like those long story forms. But as far as a title contendership, you should always have people who feel like they can win the championship, or you feel like they are a big deal. Because if you don't have a bunch of people who feel like they're a big deal and can hold a title, then you have nothing. You don't have a company, really, if you want to get real technical.
Yeah.
So for the longest time, it felt like it was either Drew or Cody or Roman Reigns if he was at work. And those were the people who could hold the WWE Championship. End of list. Now you have people who are back, like Randy Orton. You have people who, in the meantime, have raised their stock and made some statements, like Sami Zayn. You have new people in the mix who you're ascending to the top quickly in Trick Williams. And then you have some old guard that you're bringing back and reheating in Damian Priest.
Love it.
I think all of these guys are viable. I also think in doing these matches, you set the precedence that Matt Cardona is also in that thought process because he had part of the match. Ilya Dragunov is also in that thought process because he was in one of the matches.
For sure.
You have all of these other people who were included. The Miz was included, and he had a good match with that, and he looked like a contender again. I'm forgetting who the last person was. Solo. And Solo is a person who seems meaningful. Granted, he's busy with his own shit, which is clear because that's what cost him his match.
Yes, exactly.
But he was a viable contender, and he has a dangerous group around him. And you're pushing other people in other aspect with his group too. He's a whole nother topic, really, because you got Tama Tonga lurking around the U.S. title too.
Yep.
You have all these guys who are positioned, who have been booked in such a way already that you can slot them in. You could slot Matt Cardona in to face Drew McIntyre in a random SmackDown. Do I think he's going to win? No, but you can get me to believe for 30 seconds. If you book it right.
Yep.
You can have Ilya Dragunov versus Drew McIntyre and have them beat the shit out of each other. Put over Dragunov even though he loses to Drew McIntyre. Cool.
Yep.
And those are believable matchups now. And again, as long as you have the match, it doesn't have to be the most competitive match in the world, but you need to give me a moment where it looks like they could win. Then you have something. And I'm so excited for the main event scene on SmackDown. I'm so excited. I'm so excited about almost every scene on SmackDown because even like the women's division has gotten a shot of new life in it. And SmackDown, this is why SmackDown is the number one program to me, because you need people at the top who feel like they're at the top so that when they start facing each other, it feels like a big deal, even if they're not for a title. And that's what's been missing for, I think, a few months now because we were in a John Cena holding pattern. But now we're not. And they're coming out of that holding pattern and they're hitting the ground running for at least SmackDown. I think Raw is trending that direction, especially based on Finn Balor facing Punk. I think they're moving some pieces around. But SmackDown has already moved the pieces. And it's going to be an absolute treat to watch.
Absolutely. No, I wholeheartedly agree with you. Well said, for sure. I'm enjoying what they're doing on SmackDown. Honestly, my interest in the Undisputed Championship has probably hasn't been this high in a while. To be honest with you, it has not been this high in a while. And I'm very interested in the direction of the Undisputed Championship. It is fun. Jones, where are you at, man? We have a top-heavy main event scene right now with a lot of different talent gunning for the champion, gunning for Drew McIntyre. Where are you at right now?
Well, I think we have a lot of motivated individuals. And I like that. I like that everyone has their own motivations and they make sense that, hey, these guys, there's an opportunity. And not that Drew McIntyre is a weak champion, but like, Cody held on to that belt like a death grip and then would try to shake hands and be friends with everybody. Drew McIntyre is not going to do that. like I think this. I'm very intrigued about this Fatal 4-Way because it can go. It is a highlight match for Trick Williams, an introduction into the WWE universe on a big level, right? It is for Damian Priest. It is cementing what he is on this roster in a sense, as well as for Sami Zayn. Is he going to be able to overcome this and make it to the next level? Does he are his dreams gonna come true finally, where he touches that world heavyweight championship, that world heavyweight title, and can he do it in of all regions, Saudi Arabia? You know what I mean? So that's big. But also, can Randy Orton, can he make it to 15?
Yeah.
Right? How close can he make it to 17? You know what I mean? Or 16. How close can he make it? You know?
Yeah. That's a
it.
big story. I like the story, man.
And I also agree, Raw has not been hitting very well. The most intriguing thing has been Finn Balor this coming week on Monday night. And in fairness, hypocritically, I know a few weeks prior to that, we were all looking forward to Braun versus CM Punk, right? And maybe we had some.
I actually think the most intriguing thing for me is what's going to happen with Pierce and Braun Breaker.
That is very intriguing, and I like the different ways that we can go with that. Where is Pierce about to lose his job, man? Because I don't know. I don't know if you're.
We were talking about Jericho potentially being a general manager.
Yeah.
We said SmackDown, but it could just as easily be Raw.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. It needs an injection.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then what does that mean for Nick Aldis, of all people, who has been excelling? You could also have a potential scenario where Nick Aldis steps in on Raw, and then they're like, "Hey, let's insert Jericho in." That's how we get Jericho.
Mm-hmm.
I like that talk. I like the speculation of Jericho playing a GM role because it
just made the list.
Yeah.
Hey, there you go. There you go.
Built in, it's right there.
I'd rather him do that corny shit than to see him struggle to wrestle in a match with some young guns that we're trying to prop up, man. Let's prop these dudes up in a different way.
Dude, our fan base is so hyped
but
on Jericho. They don't think that dude. These comments for past weeks on shows that has been Jericho. He's gonna be great. It is like, what? Where are you guys getting?
I don't know what your expectations of.
They think it's gonna be Y2J, homie.
Oh man, come on, bro.
Yeah,
come on.
They don't know about Cat Taco fucking Jericho.
I need everyone out there to just do me a favor. Just stand up wherever you are right now and walk out your front door or a door. Please go touch your lawn for a second. Realize that
greenest grass available.
Yeah, there's real life out there. And also, I would like for you to find a space of dead grass or dead something to realize how things age. Stupid.
Yeah.
Man, it's true. It's true.
Very true, man. It's insane.
All right. We're talking about the main event scene on SmackDown. We got to get the thoughts of the voice, Josh Joseph. Listen, man, I know you're like me. You were a WCW kid. And if you remember the WCW World Heavyweight Championship scene, it was top heavy with guys like Sting, DDP, Goldberg, Kevin Nash, Hollywood Hogan. So many people gunning for the title. Oh, yeah. That's what I like to see. I like to see people gunning for the title because what the hell are you doing here if you don't want it? Where are you at right now with the state of the WWE Undisputed Championship?
I need a six-packs challenge match. I need someone falling off the cell into the back of a flatbed.
We're getting there. We're almost there. I think we're really going to get our six-way Hell in a Cell back.
Dude, Kevin, when you were listed off everybody who was a top contender,
I made
just
more for the
running.
Era list.
Yeah, exactly. There's so many guys right now. Why can't we do something like that?
There's no reason we can't.
Dude,
Triple Cage.
Triple Cage.
We could
Triple Cage ready to rumble. Triple Cage.
we could do that. I mean, I'm not opposed to it. I love where we're at with it though, because like you guys said, this makes it exciting. And yes, for some reason, Cody holding the title is a stranglehold. So he needs to fucking listen to the internet and Ted Nugent pipe down. Because this is getting to the point to where we need this injection. This needed to happen. Because not only did we get a new face holding the title and being able to do his thing. I mean, he had the bagpipes playing as he's coming down. It was very Drew McIntyre. And then you have Jacob Fatu who interjected himself into it. And that created two avenues because he has a general beef with Drew. And now Cody's got a general beef with Jacob. So we're going to get that. And to answer OG's question, I think the best money in that is you go with Jacob winning this. You go with Jacob because Cody's got to go down.
Split, but Jacob has to win something.
Yes, and this would be one of those things.
I don't think this match ends clean.
That's the key.
If we're being real.
I don't think that match is going to end clean. I think it's going to be a feud that is going to be a way to keep Cody away from the title overall. Because I imagine that this Jacob and Cody thing bleeds into the Royal Rumble, and then they can eliminate each other. And that way, when they eliminate each other, they can keep going on and feuding and doing whatever they need to do to keep both of them away from the title for now.
Yeah.
For now. I think Jacob ends up back there quicker than Cody does.
Yeah.
But that's for another time when we get closer.
But I love where you're going with that because that even cements more that they could do a 6-pack challenge for me. Because now you can add Dragunov into that. You could add Cardona into that.
Yep.
And those guys in that type of match are going to give you those big moments that you want, while the others like Damian Priest and those guys can do the big going up to the top, big guy up there shoving someone off. That's me as a fan. That's where I want it to go because I think you're definitely doing Attitude Era 2.0. I mean, there's so many similarities to what they were writing back then. It's polished for this audience, but the violence, the aggression, the determination to go after the top title because now a new face has got it. It's given me so many of those vibes that's where I'm stuck with it. And I would like to say this for the polished, who's going to be Mankind in this. I want to throw either Aleister Black or Damian Priest's name into the Mankind for that one, because those guys are doing more of your harder core matches and they're getting that. They get up, and then boom, knock down. And then they have to get up. And it's the same with Mick Foley all the way until DX finally allowed him into the group and he got his title. And it was insanity.
Yeah. And I think, let me ask you a question, Voice. I know you're not used to me asking you questions. But
I love it.
Okay. Are you familiar with NXT's Iron Survivor match?
I am not, but enlighten me.
So an Iron Survivor match is 5 people, and they've done these matches in the past, but they kind of branded it with NXT recently.
Okay.
They'll have 5 people, 2 people start. It's a 25-minute match.
Okay.
Another person enters every 5 minutes. During all of this time, whoever gets the most pinfalls wins.
I enjoy that.
And I think those kinds of matches, I like them as NXT matches, as a place for them to experiment in a laboratory. But I think that match is better than, say, like a War Games. So if we can get to a Survivor Series and just like switch the Iron Survivor in the War Games match, just like this,
I don't hate this.
I think we can get a really, really compelling world title match out of an Iron Survivor type match.
Okay.
I'm intrigued with this.
I like
I would like
that.
to meet you on WWE 2K25, and we can have this.
We can
fun.
fantasy book.
We can definitely fantasy book this one.
Awesome. I love it. I enjoy it. Listen, I've just enjoyed this match, this whole show as a whole. It's been a great one. Being able to talk some AEW and get real speculative because we don't know. There's a lot of stuff just moving around, a lot of transaction stuff. So a lot of stuff outside of the ring to talk about. But then SmackDown was great, man, and it was just such a great vibe. And they're really putting us in the idea of anything could happen. It was big for Trick Williams to end the show standing tall. I think that was really huge. They like where they're going with Trick. They want to go in a certain lane with them, and I'm down with it. I think Saturday night's main event is going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. Main event with some big stakes on the line. That's what we like to see. But we got to slide out of here. Oh, this is a really great episode, and I got to show my love to my guys over here who take their time out of their day to come and talk some wrestling with me. Always enjoy kicking it with these homies here. I'm going to start it over with my man Kev. Where can they catch you and everything you got going on?
You can follow me at Kevin Calloway on Facebook, Calloway Kevin on Instagram. You can see me February, I think, 15th. This is one of those Fridays, defending this here beauty, the Elevation title. Holding another Prove Me Wrong challenge. Haven't been proven wrong yet. Doubt I will be. Probably retiring with this title at this point because duh. I think I'm feeling a little froggy, and I think you can follow me at twitch.tv/Kevin Calloway Pro. And I think I might do a little pop-up stream tomorrow because I'm feeling frisky with it on my day off. And I got games to beat.
Hey, Kevin, can I suggest? I know you've seen it in the chat. Outlaws. I want to see you play this game because
dude, if I have it for free, I will do it because I get a lot of stuff for free through PlayStation and things.
If you get that for free, I need to see you play this.
If it is free, I promise I will play it
Star
tomorrow.
Wars Open World is wild, man. I fucking love it. It's so much fun.
I'm ready.
That's dope. Check him out. Check Kevin Calloway out. He's awesome, man. Really. And, you know, we didn't even know who was going to have you on this Sunday. You just pulled up on us, bro. So that's awesome. Hey, and we truly appreciate it, man. We truly do. You've really been ramping things up here with and for the team, and it's great to have you on, man. It truly is.
A pleasure to be here. Thanks for the opportunities, boys.
Nah, no problem, brother. No problem at all. And my man, he's been here since like pretty much the beginning, but he pulled up on us and had a real great episode. That's my man, Hypocrisy Jones. What have you got going on, man? Let the household know.
Hey, household. Look, you can catch me doing some things at Hypocrisy Jones on Facebook. It's pretty simple. I got a comedy show coming up February 21st at Outhouse Records in Kokomo, Indiana. From the area or whatever, come out, hear me tell some jokes, be funny, be mean, be myself. I don't know, like whatever. But as always, you can catch me right here doing things within your house, whether it's right here on the Sunday House Party or behind the scenes on the Facebook page or the social medias. Make sure you guys check those out. We're putting out content. We're asking questions. We want your engagement. We want to know your guys' opinions on stuff like that because throughout the week, through all the podcasts that we do here on the channel, like we will bring those things up. We will talk about them. We will discuss and discuss with you. So working really hard on this in your house thing. Working really hard at life outside, real. Touching grass and not just the kind I smoke because it's always smoky in Philadelphia, but we love you.
My man Hype. Check out everything he's doing, driving force behind our page right now, our social media page. Now, one thing I will say this, there is a QR code in the intro that Voice has put on there. If you use that QR code, that will take you to House Facebook page. So that is that QR code that is on there for you guys that watch us here live and see it on the intro and also on the outro that you'll see. And that's just a perfect way to bring my man in here. He's the producer of the show, the Voice, Josh Joseph. Where can they catch you and everything you're doing?
All right, fans. So if you want to catch me next, you're going to catch me with the Chaos Goblin on Tuesday, where we break down Monday Night Raw. It's the Monday Night Raw recap show on a Tuesday, where me and Kevin Calloway, we talk Monday Night Raw. Most importantly, we invite you to come and talk to us about Monday Night Raw, because these past weeks we've been going solid since coming back, Kevin. We've had a lot of interaction, and we have absolutely loved it, because
Hey, as we've always said, Voice, we prefer people talking to us just coming up with stuff. Come in the chat. Tell us what to talk about, what you want to hear, baby.
Dude, you guys have made it so easy. We don't even have to show prep. That's how easy you've made it.
Awesome.
We have ideas on Raw, and we know what we're going to generally talk about. But for the past couple weeks, you guys have driven the conversation, and that's what me and Kevin love, and that's what we've been trying to build, and we're finally here. So keep it coming. We love it. Outside of that, there is a ECW watch-along show where me and Howse watch. Oh, guess what? EC fucking W. And we invite you to join us, because we absolutely love it. We're going to soon, I'm dropping this even for you, but soon we're going to pay another tribute to one of our favorites of ECW, and we're going to do another Sabu tribute. When we lost Howse on that, he did not like that idea. So, no. Anyways, we're going to redo that. We're going to do another one. The longer we keep ECW going, I want to do a yearly thing. So Sabu is going to be somebody that we highlight in that yearly thing. That's going to be coming up in the next couple weeks. We don't even know what we're going to do on this next one, but it's going to be ECW, and we invite you along for that. That's on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Thursdays, it is a fun time. It's a new show, and it's ready for you. It's the AEW Dynamite. It's OG Tony, it's Howse, and we talk AEW Dynamite, and it's a fun time. We've been having a great time with it. Jones, I know you were a recent guest on there. When I couldn't step up. So we appreciate that, but we also love the insight you've been giving on AEW, and just you're actually you were the lifeline of AEW through the group, because you for months you were like, guys, I'm telling you, it's getting fucking better. And
yeah,
you know
I saw the signs, man. I saw the signs.
You were my guru. You were my Natalie Imbruglia. So yeah, I love that, Lisa Loeb. And you know what? It's a great time to be in that spectrum, because you have OG Tony, who one of the biggest knowledgeable guys on doing what we do in podcasting. The guy knows his stuff, especially when it comes to AEW, and we've enjoyed his insight on it. Howse, I know, has been praising OG Tony and all the things that he's contributed to in your house. And we've heard insights, OG, through people who know you, may possibly live with you. You absolutely love being a part of IYH. So that's what we've been trying to build. And that is our Dynamite show for Thursdays at 6 p.m. Come join us. It's a fun time. Outside of that, I'm just here, man, doing in your house stuff. You guys know it. You guys do the same shit.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah. So as we lost our host, Alacon, the con man Howse, we are still going to close the show. So as he would always say, yo, Leo, need you to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Hop on this bandwagon. Oh, get on as he did, and I'll let him finish.
We go. Yes.
Hopefully. Is he back?
He's freezing up, it looks like.
Oh,
yep, he's gone. All right, so kick it again, Jones.
Yeah. So tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to hop on this bandwagon. Get on or get gone, because the household stays mighty strong. Peace. We love you. Deuces.
Yeah. In your house with O'Con. Hey, O'Con in your house. Hollywood in your house. Hypocrisy's head in the clouds. Curating all kind of loud. Wrestling in front of the crowds. Paragon's holding it down. Anybody can get it. Josh Joseph standing on his decisions. He is the voice. There is no choice. We is them boys in your house making wrestling noise. Moving fast just like cruiserweight action. And your house is the perfect distraction. Pumpers in your ears when you in traction. Get this work with some wrestling action. Smoke.